everyone. Hi. Come on and come in the room. If you are watching live with us today, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about goal planning with the wonderful Heather Falls. Go ahead and comment. Let us know if you are watching live or if you're catching the replay. You know what to do. Go ahead and type in the comments hashtag replay. We are streaming live here on Facebook and YouTube today. Okay, I'm just double checking, making sure we live everywhere. Yes, we are. Okay, so I have the lovely Heather Falls with us here today. She is an amazing business growth strategist. Okay, so Heather, why don't you tell the people a little bit about what that entails, why you got into it, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to make it pretty quick, I have worked in the healthcare corporate world. And before that, I worked in retail. I had my own jewelry business. I've worked in the chiropractic setting for several years. I've worked in hospitals and urgent care clinics. And um, basically, when I got to that, corporate career, I was traveling. I was doing sales, and I was a fractional practice manager, and all these things. And we ended up having our baby boy. So fast forward to me deciding that 9 to 5 life was just no longer for me, didn't fit the lifestyle that we wanted. And we had some other things coming up like childcare issues at the time. It was post pandemic, the world was still a little crazy. And I
Yeah.
just had to do what I felt was best for our family. And, ever since then, I've been juggling the highs and lows of building a business while juggling my family responsibilities, loving myself, having self care. And so I understand through all of these trials and tribulations what most entrepreneurs are facing and the unique challenges that even small businesses face. So my mission has become to help women entrepreneurs really create a thriving business with a life that they also love. And I do this by helping you create a plan for growth. So, whatever your business is, whatever services you offer, we take a look at what works and what doesn't work, and we create a plan to help you achieve the growth that you are looking for. So, it's not about what somebody else tells you need to do, or a specific way that you need to do this, or a specific way you need to do that. We take a look at your business inside out, and we figure out how to create a business that you love based on the values that you have, the passion that you have, and what you enjoy doing, so we can make sure that you're loving what you do. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, pandemic, I think, put fire in everybody's butt to go ahead and pull the trigger on stuff maybe they were thinking about doing. Um, I actually pulled the trigger earlier for me trying the online stuff in 18 because that's when I had my second son. And I was like, yeah, daycare. It's not the same people that was there when my first son was there that I knew and we went to church together and I trusted them. So I'm like, do I want them to go
Yeah.
there? I'm like, nope, I'm gonna stay home. Cause that's what my mom did too for us when we were young. So I totally get it. And then yes, I love you. There are definitely highs and lows in it, that's for sure. But I think it just proves the resilience, especially for those of us who are moms and are learning the ropes at the same time. So I love that I love helping people in this journey because it is a journey, you
It
know.
is. And one of the main things that I tell my clients and I tell my members and is you got to have grace. You got to have grace for yourself. You got to remember that tomorrow is a new day, and you got to get better and better about reviewing and reflecting and improving and just giving yourself lots of grace.
Yes. Awesome. So if you are here tuning in, go ahead and comment and say hey. If you are on Facebook, go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and make sure that you go to this link so I can see your little cute face so that I know you're there and give Streamlabs permission. I just wanted to make sure I let you guys know that. But okay, so Heather, let's talk about goal planning. First of all, why is goal planning even important when it comes to business growth? Like, why is that such a big deal?
Yeah, so absolutely. It's really important that no matter what kind of business you are, what your offers are, what your products are, no matter the size or type of business that you have, it's kind of like having a roadmap for where you're going when you're traveling. You need a plan that's going to help you, get through the ups and downs of business and life. And having that roadmap or that business plan is going to help you figure out not only where you're going, but how you're going to get there. And, you know, without it, you're kind of winging it. And some businesses are great at winging it and they've seen growth and they've been lucky, and that's awesome. But for those that are just winging it, think about the power of your business. If you actually had a plan and knew what you were doing, like just imagine how that could 3 times your revenue and your profit and your ability to see growth in your business, right? So, but it's not just about having that plan, it's about being able to have a way around those oops moments where, um, you know, maybe you're not really thinking about the big stuff. You're not really thinking about the big picture of your business, like who's going to buy your product or what sets you apart. And so you're able to ask yourself these questions and you're able to plan for it. It also keeps your if you've got employees or if you've got virtual assistants or whatever that looks like as a team for your business, having a plan and having goals keeps everybody on the same page. So if everybody is trying to get to the same destination, you're going to get there faster because you're working together as a team instead of everybody trying to do different things that makes no sense and they don't all work well together, right? You want to have like a fine oiled machine. You want to have um, basically just team effort where everybody is looking to do the same thing in your business.
Yeah, I love that, especially when you're talking about team, having that vision or kind of goal that we're all working on together. It to me, it really even builds team morale because we're all, taking ownership of seeing this goal actualized in our business and what we're doing. So I totally agree. And even as a solopreneur, I know it is 10 times better when I have a plan of action versus when I'm just winging it. The winging it, is necessary for you to just do stuff and test stuff and try stuff sometimes. And it doesn't always have to be perfect and polished and all of the things, right? Because I know both of us probably know a lot of people who get frozen and don't actually do anything because they're so worried about all of those things. So it
Yeah,
has its place to do things sporadically, but man, the amount of stuff that you can 10x by just having the actual plan and implementing the plan and it being a wash rinse repeat plan, because then you can then focus on more data to make tweaks. So like, okay, we tried this landing pages, the A and B testing type of things. Like we can narrow into stuff that really works and say, okay, this really, really worked. This did not work. So we need to do something else here. So yeah,
right.
I totally agree. Goal planning is important.
Yeah, and there's a place. So, like, you hear a lot, especially in the online space, like, take messy action. I
Yes.
believe in taking messy action. Is it hard for me to do? Yes, because I feel like I'm a perfectionist. Like, I have to have everything perfect before I launch it, plan it, do it, whatever. But there is power in just doing it and getting
Mhm.
it out there. So, if anybody is watching and you're in a situation where, like, you're not planning because you really don't know how to plan, or maybe you just don't know the steps that it takes to plan, and you're not able to hire somebody to help you or something like that, reaching out to somebody who is doing the same thing or even just taking action and trying it and seeing what works and doesn't work. Like there's nothing absolutely wrong with that when it's the only option that you have. But if you have the time and you can find somebody to really help you create that plan, it's just gonna make it so much better in your business.
I agree. I totally agree. I have like different pockets of ladies in different communities that I'm in that I have as go-to people for certain things for that very reason. Because, especially as a solopreneur, a lot of times you're doing things solo. So you're doing all of the things solo. So you're the marketing team, you're the designer, you're the speaker, you're the product purchaser. You're doing everything. Product creation, service creation, you're doing all of the things, all of the moving pieces. And especially if I see somebody that I know that's doing something well, or I really liked their strategy that they were implementing, I'm reaching out to them and asking them, like, so how did that go when you did XYZ event? What was your results? And da, 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 and just getting that feedback and seeing how I can tweak it or change it or anything like that, I'm all for it. And then if
Yeah.
I also see them offer some type of product or service doing the thing that I've seen them do well, I'm like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, sign me up. Where do I pay you so I can
Well,
learn?
'cause it gives you that affirmation that
Yes,
they are doing something right, right? Something is working and it's working well, and you want to know how to apply it to your own business. Yeah, for sure.
absolutely, absolutely. So for somebody that we kind of mentioned, somebody that's starting off, what would you say, maybe like top three things for somebody starting off with goal planning? What should they focus on? They don't know where to really start. If they're more of a sporadic person but want to be more planned out, where should they start?
Yeah. So with planning, it really all starts with one thing. It starts with you looking at the past to see what has worked and what hasn't worked. So, we're already getting into March 2024, right? We've had 2 months of business, whatever's been happening, right? Whether it's been good or bad, it's the ugly, whatever. What is it? Write those things down. Just brain dump everything that you feel like has worked really well, and then write down the things that you feel like are not working well, or if there's something that's missing. So let's just say there's lack of leads or lack of sales. Try to figure out why that might be. Are you not reaching the right people? Are you not reaching the right audience? Are you not putting your product in front of the right places? Like, why is that? So once you're able to kind of review what's working, what's not working, then you've got to ask yourself, well, why is it not working? Or what can I do to improve this? Or what is something new that we can try? So a lot of times it's, trying to find other resources to help you get your product out there, or trying to get you more visible so that you can put your offers and services in front of more of the right people, or how to get more leads onto your email list, like whatever that looks like for you. You can't fix it if you don't know what it is, right? So identifying what that looks like, trying to come up with why there might have been an issue for that. And then the third piece is really create a game plan for moving forward to finally try to tweak or improve that process or whatever that looks like for your business. So it's always review, reflect, identify the problem, and then create an action plan or solution for moving forward. And sometimes I think the hardest part about being a business owner is making decisions. So we get like decision fatigue, we get overwhelmed because there's just so many things, right, that we could be doing to, 10 times our revenue. Like you're always hearing about other strategies and solutions, but business is not a one size fits all. There is no one solution that works for everybody. And so when I'm talking to clients and they're like, but Heather, I reached out to this person who did it this way and this way and this way. And so I signed up and I'm their client and they're my coach. And that just didn't work for me. It's not going to work for everybody. Like
Right.
it's not a one size fits all. So it also depends on a lot of other various factors that, probably weren't really taken into consideration or thought about. And so that would be my advice is, yes, find other people who are doing what you're doing, find out what's working for them, but also know that it's okay and that it's possible that you may have to do it a different way. And that's okay too. Like, not everything has to be done the same way. But of course, there are certain strategies and solutions that we test and try. And so one of my favorite examples for that is like Facebook ads. So we all know that Facebook ads can flop or fail or succeed and be like massively successful for people. And so there's a lot of really great strategies out there that I use to help clients grow using Facebook ads. But what works for one of my clients is probably not going to work for another one of my clients, depending on what their business is. And so I have to tweak those strategies based on those business models. And a lot of people don't take that into consideration.
Got you. Yeah, Facebook ads is one of those things that I'm not even considering touching until I do some other things organically. But I have seen it be, amazing for people, like you said. But I always like to think of business as a science experiment. That's why I always trying to tell people, especially people that I'm working with, all of this is a science experiment. Even when we're talking about systems or automations in my wheelhouse, it is a science experiment. Stuff is gonna break. Stuff that worked 10 years ago definitely doesn't work now. The market, what's going on in the world always changes and evolves. Culture changes and evolves. Of course, your business is going to change and evolve. How you run business is going to change and evolve. You, as an entrepreneur, just have to be able to be resilient enough to make those changes, to grow and change and plan, okay? So that you can make those changes more effectively. So it's all a big thing. Some days you mix it together and you're making, the cure to cancer. The next day you mix stuff together and it blows up in your face. Both is okay. Both
Right,
is
and that's why you see a lot of times, like, there is no failing in business. You get
right.
up, you try it again a different way, and you move on. And like the biggest, most successful people have failed multiple times. And I can name a ton of them. Oprah was one that I was just reading about. I was reading through the struggles that she had, and
Mm.
I mean, it's amazing to see if you just whoever you are inspired by, I dare you to look up their journey, look up their business, and figure, like, actually read how they grew to the person and the celebrity that they are today. I guarantee you they're going to talk about failure. They're going to talk about obstacles that they face, and they're going to talk about how they got right back up and went for it again anyway, right?
Yes.
So yes, resilience is key, and just being able to, I always tell my clients, give yourself grace. A lot of my clients are moms. They already struggle with, like, mom guilt and things like that. So I'm constantly reminding them, and I have to remind myself too, as a mom and an entrepreneur, like, I have to give myself grace and really recognize the accomplishments that I have made instead of always tearing myself down because something didn't work how I expected.
Yes, I completely 100% agree. What would you say is like the biggest mistake people make when it comes to goal planning?
So for goal planning specifically, I love helping clients be really ambitious and helping them, like, really dream big, right? Like, that's my model. Dream big, the sky is your limit. But you have to be effective at figuring out how to break those big goals down into smaller bite-sized chunks that makes them more manageable, that
Mm.
helps you create that momentum, that helps you see those successes and the small wins. And so that's what I'm really great at, is helping you figure out how to take this big 5-year dream that you have, or 1-year plan, or whatever, and help you figure out how to actually break that down into chunks. Um, because that is the biggest mistake that I see, is not effective goal setting. You're taking this big dream that you have and you're trying to cram it all into a 3-month time period where you're just one person. You're not 10 people. You don't have 10 arms. You can't be in 10 places at one time. And so they have these great, beautiful, big, hairy, audacious dreams. They have no idea how to get there. They have no idea the steps that it takes. And they're unrealistic about the time and the energy that they have. And so, again, that's why somebody like me, or working with somebody who can help you kind of just talk that down and break those into pieces and really get clear on, like, I say baby steps, or milestones, right? Something that's going to be really easy for us to do and achieve, because when we're able to focus on less, that's actually helping us more in our business. So less is more. And so that would be my second piece, is I see people trying to do too many things at one time. They're overwhelmed. They're doing too much. They need to back it down and just try to focus on 2 or 3 goals versus 6 or 7 goals at a time.
I love that, Heather. And I think that's where we have synergy in how we support people, even with The system side, yeah, you want this big lofty setup, automated system set up, but it takes time. It's a process, and it's usually a lot of process and work on the front end for us
Yeah.
to have the benefit long run on the back end. And then
Yeah.
stuff still breaks. There's still maintenance and all of those different things. But being
Yeah.
able to break it down, like that is a key to life, in my opinion, especially as a mom. Once I learn, like I give myself maybe 3 goals that I'm gonna try to do for the week. Like, what are we doing this week? What are the 3 goals? And then like 3 that I got to get done for the day. Everything else,
Yeah.
we'll get to it tomorrow.
And it's not everybody is in a place in their business where they can invest in having somebody help them do those things, right? So, if
Right.
you're just starting in your business, or if you're in the very first couple of years and you're still like trying to get that revenue growth that that's your goal, you may not be investing the money that you could be,
Right.
right? And that's okay. Like I never want to pressure anybody to invest in their business when they're not ready. But there's a
Mhm.
time and a place for investing, and there's a time and a place for you to spend your time and energy. So like we're not meant to be great at everything. We each
Right.
have our own genius zone where we are meant to spend our time and energy and money, and it's okay that we love that. I love clients who like want to learn and like want to be able to do all the things, but you were not created to do all the things. And
Exactly.
in your business, if you ever want to grow and see that place of growth that you're really looking for, you've got to step back and say, okay, what am I best at? What am I great at? What am I meant to do? That needs to be my focus area. And that's how you delegate. That's how you automate. That's how you do all the things that you need to do in your business. And you do it with a plan, working smarter, not harder, and just, you know, less is all I can say.
Awesome. Okay, so we got 5 minutes left, Heather, because I know you got someplace to be. But is there anything, any kind of final thoughts that you want to share with the people when it comes to goal planning?
I want to welcome them to the workshop that you and I are doing together. And I'm really excited. We're
Yes.
piecing something great. And that's something that I really want them to join us for. And another thing that I just want to mention is, if you're even thinking that you're struggling in this area, struggling with focusing on less, you're struggling with knowing what to do next in your business, you're struggling with the plan, anything like that, I have offers and tools and all kinds of things for every single budget. And if I'm not able to help you, I will recommend somebody who will. So reach out to me. I love conversation. I love people and I love helping. So
Awesome. I love it. Yes. Heather shared with you guys that we are holding a workshop. Let me show the little screen cover to you guys. We are holding a workshop to go dive deeper into goal planning. It will be next Monday at 12 p.m. CST, 1 p.m. EST. If you want to register for the workshop, make sure you go to my website here at dsharonmarie.com/monthly workshops. This is a free workshop for anybody who wants to sign up. And we just want to give back to people and really serve and support people in when it comes to the topic of goal planning. Heather will go first and share her amazing goal planning expertise, and then I'll come in on the background and help people to really think about how to take this plan and put it somewhere for you to utilize regularly in your business, whether that's your project management tool, whether you're keeping it in the Google Sheets, wherever you kind of work out of, so that you can begin to streamline what you do. Because that's what I'm all about, making business easier for you. And sometimes that takes, like I said, work on the front end so that you can be relaxed later on the back end, all wrapped up in planning, right? So make sure you go to the website, dsharonmarie.com/monthly workshops for this month's workshop to sign up. And I'll be hosting more workshops every month. I also wanted to share that the lovely Heather does have a membership that she supports people in with this. So you definitely want to go to heatherfalls.com/grow. for her membership, and she can support you further. Also, go ahead and leave in the comments, especially if you're watching a replay for this, any questions that you have for Heather. Okay, she is amazing. Okay, ask all the questions away, especially anything about business growth, goal planning, all of the things that we talked about today. She will be able to look back and answer those for you. Okay.
I was about to
So
say Monday we can focus on answering some of those questions. So if they can submit them by then, that's really great too.
yes. Yes. So I think that is it. Look, I'm doing good. 2 minutes before.
Love it. Well, Sharon, look, I want to really thank you for doing this. You put all this together, and I appreciate you. And I'm excited for your community and my community to kind of like intertwine and
Yeah.
help us out. And I look forward to our workshop on Monday. So thank you so much.
No problem. And thank you for doing this little teaser interview with me. I love talking to other people who are doing great things out there in the world. So it was a pleasure having you.
Amazing. So blessed to be able to connect with you. And I hope you have a fabulous day.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.